If you are a coach, a consultant, a trainer looking to bring in more clients into your practice, but you don't want to have to come across as salesy or pitching or pitch slapping your prospects, then you're going to want to listen to this video. So having worked with hundreds and hundreds of coaches and consultants over the years, sending them high quality qualified leads into their calendar on a consistent basis, one thing that they will often come to me with is, hey, look, I want to be having the very best conversations I can, but I don't necessarily want to come across as really salesy, or that I have some kind of like pre-prepared pitch that I'm delivering to every single prospect. And the secret weapon to selling without coming across as salesy is the art of sharing anecdotes. Now, anecdotes are a highly powerful tool that many of my clients use to devastating effect to convert more clients from the conversations that they have. So when you're having conversations, when you're having those initial conversations with potential clients, clearly you're going to be doing some discovery. You're going to be going through a discovery process with your clients. So this is going to involve having some well-designed questions to gather the information that you need and to make your prospects aware of the various challenges they may have. Now, what a lot of people will do is they'll ask a few questions and then they'll go into pitch mode. And that doesn't really work that well, because you go from having like this natural flow of conversation to suddenly switching on salesperson mode, and you're going into that conversation now as a salesperson and not necessarily as somebody, an expert, a coach, a consultant looking to really help and provide expertise to your client. So one way to get around this, so you don't have to have this like pre-canned pitch, is just to have a library, an internal library. You can even write this down or have this at the ready, of anecdotes, of case studies, testimonials that you can share in story format within that conversation that you have. So you may well be having a conversation with a prospect, and let's say you're a business coach and you're asking about, hey, what are the big stumbling blocks in your growth? Why do you think that you're not getting to that 1 million revenue and you're kind of stuck at 500K right now? And your prospect may come back to you and say, the big challenge that we have is getting repeat business from our current client base. And then you can come back, and if you have a internal anecdote that you can share, you can just jump in really quickly and say, yes, you remind me exactly of Sally, our client, who had a very similar problem in her business. Here's how we got around this by X, Y, and Z. If you can have those anecdotes in your locker, when you're in a conversation and that particular challenge comes up again, you can then go ahead and share that anecdote. Now, the reason why this is really powerful is, firstly, it maintains a dialogue. You don't really want to get into a situation in sales conversations where it turns into like a strict monologue where you're talking for like 5 minutes straight without your prospect saying a word, because it's just not a natural way to converse, and it immediately screams, this is a pitch. So you keep it a dialogue by just sprinkling in your pitch throughout that conversation in a really natural way, sharing anecdotes about people just like them. The other reason I love this, and I was thinking, why is this so powerful? And then it dawned on me, one of the most effective books that you can read on influence and persuasion is a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini. And in this book, I read this book every year because it's such an amazing book. It's such a great reminder of how to be effective in sales and marketing. If you read one book on sales and marketing, I would recommend this book, because it really goes into the deep-rooted psychology of how to persuade and influence. There are 4 principles that Robert Cialdini has on influence and persuasion, and in no particular order, these are the laws of social proof, the laws of reciprocity, the laws of authority, and the laws of liking. All of these different elements. So let's go through each one. So authority. We tend to listen to people who we deem to be in positions of authority. By sprinkling in these anecdotes, you're showing, hey, I'm an authority figure on this topic because I've worked with a bunch of people and I kind of get the challenges and I can share with you the solutions to those challenges. So you're ticking that box right there. Reciprocity. By sharing some little nuggets of insight throughout that conversation, you're applying the law of reciprocity. You're giving some value, you're giving some insight, and naturally, if you give enough value, people want to give value back to you in the form of doing business with you. Liking. By genuinely listening to people and genuinely absorbing the challenges they have and offering specific, meaningful, custom, bespoke insights to them, they're probably going to like you a little bit more, which is only going to help your case when it comes to doing business. And then finally, social proof. You're sharing what are others just like them, others who you've worked with just like them doing in their business that you know about, that you can share specific knowledge around because you're working with people just like them, you're applying the law of social proof. So you're ticking all these fundamental boxes of influence and persuasion when you're sharing these anecdotes throughout your sales process, which is why it's such a powerful thing to do. And it's how you can sell without selling. You can sell in just a natural human way where you're genuinely offering value to your prospect throughout by sharing these really interesting and insightful and informative anecdotes with them. So I hope that was helpful. Until next time, all the best and take care.